So a herb garden is really trendy and fun to have in your garden, and often is something that you can talk about with your friends or even brag if you'd like. But often what happens is you have this herb garden with all the herbs and things in it, but many people don't end up using it, which is actually quite sad. So today I want to talk about why it is important to flavor your food, and also not just for the flavor and the taste, but for the health benefits of it. So before we jump into the video, just a quick introduction. My name is Melissa Nell. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm part of the Body 20 Nutrition Doctor team. Welcome here. If you're new, please follow along. We do these videos every 2 weeks. You're very welcome to send us any questions or any topics that you'd like us to discuss in these videos via WhatsApp or email. So just going back to flavoring our food, I always find it so amusing but sad at the same time to see these diets that are often promoted by websites or influencers or just your typical weight loss diets being super bland and boring, like steamed chicken breast with steamed veggies and literally like salt and pepper, or not even. And that's such a sad thing, because firstly, that's not sustainable, because who wants to eat that every day? It's really boring. And secondly, we're missing out on a lot of the health benefits from our natural spices and herbs that we can easily add to those meals just to elevate the dish, but then also get the benefits from it for health specifically. So that's what I want to talk about today, is just thinking about how we can flavor our foods in a way that's going to benefit our weight loss, let's say, journey, but then also your health in general. So just a side note, when it comes to flavoring your food, it is really important, but it can also be a shortfall for most people when it comes to their health and fitness journey. Unfortunately, sauces and your condiments that are convenient things that you just buy often are really packed with lots of sugar, fats, and salts. So be mindful with the amount that you use. If you can get away with not using it, that's even better. You would be surprised at how easily it is to just add it to meals, and it really just adds extra calories, extra salts and sugars that you might not need and that you could have just avoided by using fresh or dried herbs and spices. So today I want to focus on 3 main spices and 3 herbs that I've chosen that I think are really good options to add to your everyday meals. Now, when it comes to herbs and spices, literally all of them have benefits. So the more you can add, the more variety you can add, the better. So I always urge everyone to try and add as many herbs and spices to your meals as far as possible, because you're going to get health benefits from them, and you're also just going to flavor up your food and make it a lot more interesting. So the 3 spices specifically I want to focus on, and there's quite a few research studies out on these spices to really show their benefit in health, is specifically cinnamon, your ginger, and also your turmeric. Okay, so cinnamon specifically has been shown to be quite effective in managing our blood sugar levels. So just as an added benefit or spice, I would say if you can add cumin as well, that has actually also been shown to be very effective in managing blood sugar levels. So cinnamon you can easily add to your oats in the morning. You can add it to your meals in the evenings if you are cooking maybe a curry, or even if you're making butternut, adding some cinnamon to it. That's also going to be a great option. The next one, of course, is ginger. So ginger is also very anti-inflammatory and also has a lot of antioxidants, but it's great for digestion as well. So if you are pregnant, for example, and you're struggling with nausea, ginger has actually been shown to be very effective in helping with that nausea feeling. But in general, ginger is also something you can easily add to most of your meals, especially if, again, curry dishes, but ginger really just elevates a meal quite significantly. So you can definitely make sure to add that to your meals as far as possible. And then lastly is our turmeric. And in turmeric, we find curcumin, which is the flavonoid that's super, super powerful in reducing inflammation in the body, especially if you add it with black pepper. So black pepper actually helps with the uptake of this curcumin in the body. So there's so many studies out there showing that curcumin is actually really effective in lowering inflammation, and we all need to lower our inflammation. We are typically inflamed in general just because of our lifestyles and stress and so forth. So adding turmeric to your curry dishes or to your rice to make it a nice yellow color, that's really a great idea. Or you can be all fancy and make a golden milk or golden latte, which is basically just maybe a nut milk, which you've then added some turmeric to it to make it that yellow color, and you can even add the ginger to that and the cinnamon, and then it's a great all-in-one anti-inflammatory and antioxidant rich drink that you can maybe have before bed in the evening. So like I said, it's not limited to those 3 or maybe 4 cumin spices, but of course adding as many spices as far as possible, that's really going to benefit you in the long term in terms of the taste of the meals, but also of the health benefits. But those are just to show you those 3 or 4 already have such great benefits to provide to you. So the next group is of course your herbs. So I've thought of maybe adding some basil, oregano and rosemary. Again, not limited to these 3. Most herbs often are loaded and packed with antioxidants and also anti-inflammatory properties. So but mainly basil you can add fresh, or you can make a pesto, or you can cook with basil in your meals. It adds really a great fresh taste, but also has, like I've mentioned, antioxidant properties, but also antibacterial properties, which is also great. Then moving on to oregano. Oregano is great in your pasta dishes that are, coupled with tomato, really goes well. Even the basil goes well with the tomato. Maybe when you're making your pasta next time, add some oregano, or if you're making homemade pizza, make sure you're adding oregano to that as well. Again, oregano definitely packed in antioxidants and also antibacterial properties, especially in the winter. We definitely need to be adding oregano. The last one I want to talk about is rosemary. Rosemary is great for marinating meats, especially. So making sure if you are going to braai, marinate it with a bit of rosemary just to get that extra benefit of the antioxidant properties, especially if you are going to braai. It's going to add the oxidation, unfortunately. So you are balancing it out a little bit. And of course, it also adds the anti-inflammatory properties and antibacterial. And the other thing is, of course, when it comes to the other herbs like thyme and cilantro or coriander, chives and the works, all of them are great. So trying to add them as much as possible, I definitely urge you to do that. Not just necessarily for the health benefits, but definitely for the taste benefits, but also just for the look and feel of the dish. There's just something different to making scrambled eggs and adding a bit of chives to it. Just really elevates the eggs and also just gives it a nice look to it, which is a lot more appetizing. So I definitely urge you to sweat the small stuff. So herbs and spices are often left to the side. We don't really think about them, don't think they're important, but they really do make a difference in our health, but also in the tastiness of our meals. So I do urge you to add them. It's really just easy to just incorporate them as much as possible. Just make sure you have them ready and available at your house. Choose a few that you want to focus on, and I really urge you to just elevate your meals in that sense. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.